If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
What are you doing this Thursday night? Why not drop by Sullivan's Steakhouse on Light Street? A fabulous dining room, a sexy bar, jazz music, $5 martinis, and food specials. Seafood, steaks, and value. That's Sully's.
I'm John McKay, sitting in here at WNST. And we're going to talk a little bit of Ravens for you also. Ravens recently brought in 4 receivers, and after the draft was over, obviously. And a lot of fans, had some issues going to the draft. Wanted to upgrade the passing game going in. Wanted to upgrade the passing game. There's a couple ways to do that. You get it through a receiver, obviously. But I think the Ravens may have upgraded the passing game without even picking up a receiver. And this has been talked about a little bit. I know I've heard Bob talk about it a bit, Nestor as well. You put a solid right tackle in play like we picked up in the draft, that does a couple things for you. All of a sudden, we don't need 3 guys in the backfield chipping pass rushers. So maybe we may not have picked up a free agent wide receiver, but we got our receivers back that had been missing for essentially the last 12 months. So the passing game is improved. With the 4 guys we brought in, I think the best chance to make the team and quite frankly have an impact is Porter. Last year he had a down year, no question. But prior to, the guy's a heck of an athlete. At West Virginia, he was an amazing athlete. Probably the top guy on the field most of the time. You put him in a situation where he's got a little bit better quarterback than he had in Oakland, and I think in Jacksonville also. And I think he can really do some damage for the Ravens in this coming season. The rest of them, Kelly Washington, I don't see it. The guy had 1 catch for 3 yards last season. He's actually a former baseball player. He was in the Marlins organization as well a few years ago, but that's neither here nor there at this point. I don't think he's going to be in a Ravens uniform, that's for sure. You got Hackett coming back in, who caught 13 passes for 181 yards and no touchdowns last season in his only year with the Panthers. And he was actually a member of the GPFFL League Champion Car Bombs managed by yours truly. We gave him his release midway through the season, so I wouldn't bring him back in anytime soon either. He's not coming back to the Car Bombs, I can tell you that. So I think a chance to stabilize the receiving core with Porter, bringing him in here. You got Derek Mason, Mark Clayton. I think could be a nice fit. Not an Anquan Bolden by any stretch, but a good fit nonetheless. The phone number, folks, again, is 410-481-1570. Taking your calls. Let's go out to Perry Hall and get Scott. Scott, come on in. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, how you doing?
Pretty good. Quick question for you. I know A-Rod's coming back this Friday from his injury and whatnot. I know there's been a lot of talk about him with the steroids and all that stuff with him. Do you think that too much is being made of that right now? I know that Manny just got busted and everything like that, but what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that too much is being made of it. I think it's kind of beating a dead horse. I think it's a little bit naive for folks to think that it's not pretty much commonplace in baseball, or at least was commonplace. To have too much made of it, no. I mean, the guy took roids. The record books are tainted at that point. The Manny thing, you guys are surprised that Manny's on steroids. I don't know that I'm surprised if anybody's on steroids at this point.
Very true. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thanks for calling, Scott. Yeah, I mean, with the steroid stuff, folks, I mean, it's been beaten to death. To think that, I would say, upwards of half the league, if you tested them 5 years ago, was not on steroids, I think, again, you're being naive. Let's go out to line 2 and get Brian in Woodlawn. Brian, how you doing today?
Hey, pretty good. I was just tuning in. I heard you talking about the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of want to agree with you. I know we didn't get a receiver. And the 4 receivers that we just brought in, can you name them again?
You got Porter coming from Jacksonville. Kelly Washington was with the Patriots last year. DJ Hackett is going to make a tryout. He's coming from the Carolina Panthers. And you got Tab Perry. He was out with a torn Achilles.
I agree with the Porter. For him to be maybe a 4th receiver, hopefully Demetrius Williams stay healthy. I think there's some promise there. I kind of want to do a little analogy with the Ravens. Back in '99 and 2000, we had a cornerback, a guy named James Trapp.
Right.
If you remember, he was not a starter, but he was a nickel and did some special teams. He kind of bolstered and a little bit of leadership with the backfield there. And both of them were really good athletes. I think they're both right around the same age. I think Trapp was about 31, 30.
Right, the same as Porter, exactly. I think you're right. I mean, Porter, in my opinion, I think he could be potentially a number 3 guy. Demetrius Williams, to me, is Daniel Cabrera in a football helmet at this point. I think he's got tremendous upside. You always hear he's ready to turn the corner, and he's right there, but you never see it.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.